Hello friends, I'm back with another quick Super Mario review, only it's not Super Mario, it's Iggy! Although he's in the Super Mario line, because obviously this is Super Mario line now, and Jack's killed the World Nintendo line, rest in peace, I wish it would come back, but you know, whatever, we get Super Mario characters, and Iggy's one of them, he's one of the 7 Koopalings. On the back, we get a cool little figure of the photo, or photo of the figure, I mean, and it says he's got 11 points of articulation. There are other figures out there, like Rick and Mario, who I just reviewed, but no other Koopalings as of yet. Anyways, let's open this guy up and see what he's all about in there. Oh, wow. Glue is tight on this one. Yeah, I hate when that happens. It's like, just take the packaging with it. There we go. Looking pretty good. I don't see any twist ties. Let's pop him out. Oh, I'd be careful with the hair. Oh, okay. I would be careful with the hair because it's just held on by a little tiny stalk and the packaging wants to rip it apart, but he just pops out pretty good. Yep, this is our only Koopaling so far. I guess Jax might make more if Iggy sells well, but it's a weird one to start with. Anyways, Iggy always has the crazy eyes because he's got glasses and actually sculpted the glasses on back there with the little arms. I don't know what they're resting on because he doesn't have any ears, but I mean, this is how he looks in the games. Well, I mean, not all the games. Actually, originally, Iggy had like rainbow hair, but I guess they changed that to differentiate him from Lemmy, who also has rainbow hair. So now he's got green hair ever since like New Super Mario Bros. And kind of makes him look like a plant. Like if you didn't know, like wouldn't you think that's a plant coming out of the ground and then Koopaling instead? But you know, this is how he looks. Pretty accurate sculpt, I'd say. He's even got the more gangly proportions in the more recent games that he has on the figure here too. And yep, the paint's a little bit sloppy. Like, look at those eyes. Like, the eyes are supposed to be crazy. They pretty much got the crazy glasses eyes with the blue rings. But, like, the white is kind of sloppy at the edge there. And then the white on the chains is, like, pretty sloppy. Like, it's like, either really tiny, really big, and then, like, I don't know. It doesn't look so bad from a distance. But, like, they're really small dots over here. And they're a lot bigger over here, the way they're applied. Anyways, for articulation, he has a cut joint, but, it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's just like mushy and might as well be like a separate headpiece that doesn't move because I don't see any functional articulation, although I know it's supposed to be there. And he's got hinge and swivel shoulders, hinge and swivel elbows on like a big ball, surprisingly. I thought those would just be like single hinges, but they're not. And then he's got hinged wrists. Look at that, that's insane! They swivel around too, of course, but I expected them to just swivel, so the fact that there are hinges at all there is pretty impressive. And then he's got little hinge, swivel hips, and then hinges at the ankles. This is really impressive articulation for Jax, honestly. I mean, what they've put into the arms and the legs, I'm surprised there's like nothing in the torso or the tail or something functional at the head. But I mean, what is here in the arms is actually very, very impressive, although you gotta work with it so it doesn't look unnatural, because like you twist that the wrong way and like his arms have a tendency to just get like really unnatural looking when you're playing with them. But I mean, if you work with the articulation, of course they can look very good. And he's got a little hole sculpted in his right hand for holding his magic wand, which we'll take a look at now. It is just like one of the magic wands from Super Mario Bros. 3, which, you know, I don't think he's had the same magic wand since Super Mario Bros. 3, but they always have magic wands in their appearances as a reference to that. And since New Super Mario Bros. Wii, at least, Iggy's has always been yellow on the top, so they got that correct. It's pretty much how he looks in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, too, while we're mentioning— What? The hair's articulated? What? That's where the head articulation went. Oh, that's something surprising. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the paint on the teeth over there to be so sloppy, too. I mean, like, I'm just noticing that now. It's like, could go a little bit higher in there, but whatever. The paint, you know, you get Jax quality. It's what you expect. I mean, the back of the shell's pretty good, except for the bottom purple ring on that lowest spike there, but I mean, the spikes are kind of like not too spiky, they're not too sharp, but we're on to the magic wand. It fits in his hand, it's fine. The accessories are a-okay. The sculpt and the articulation are a bit impressive, actually, and the paint leaves a bit to be desired, but what do you expect? I mean, they are pretty accurate, and the amount of articulation they've packed into the limbs is good. I wish it was a bit more in, like, the torso or the tail or the head, but you get what you pay for with Jax, and you're getting a good amount, actually. I think he has a pretty hard time standing up, actually, like, I think it's because he's so squat and his feet are so tiny. Like, I really gotta work with these and bend them or something. Like, I'm trying to get them a little more flat. Maybe a little more hunched over pose. I don't know. Nope, gotta lean him back, gotta lean him back. Not too much. This is a really tough balancing act. I think he's very top heavy with this hair. His hair is like, I mean, it's not super heavy, but like if you imagine how high up it is, it's gonna make it relatively top heavy compared to how much he weighs at the bottom there. Oh, but it can be done with a little bit of work. Anyways, let's take a look at the scale. Iggy is about 3.5 inches tall at the top of his head, but like 5 whole inches tall at the top of his hair, which shows you how ridiculously tall his stack of hair there is. As always, here he is next to my 6-inch Marvel Legends Spider-Man and DCUC Batman. And I don't have any Koopalings to compare him to, but here he is with Mario, who seems to be in good scale with, and Bowser Jr., who is not a Koopaling, despite being a tiny Koopa, obviously. I mean, he's Bowser's kid, and originally, Koopalings were Bowser's kid, and Iggy should be Bowser's kid, but I mean, now they changed the story, so I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, I can't just forget the past, Nintendo. I'm sorry, I consider him one of Bowser's original 7 children, and Bowser Jr. is like the new one. That's not Bowser Jr., that's Mario, that's Bowser Jr., he's the new one, and Iggy's one of the old children. And speaking of Bowser, looks pretty good with him, I'd say. They look pretty great scale, honestly, the 3 of these guys. I like that, Jax. So do I ultimately recommend Iggy, Jack's first Koopaling figure? Well, it's kind of a tough sell, friends, because I don't know if they're making any more Koopalings, and you don't really want to get just Iggy by himself. You kind of want to collect, like, all 7 of the Koopalings if you're going to collect, like, Mario figures, obviously, and who knows if they're going to get to them, but I think it's an investment worth it, because while the sculpt and the paint are pretty much what you'd expect from Jax, the articulation is actually above their standards, I'd say. I mean, if I wanted to be really picky, I'd say, like, this hand needs, like, a vertical hinge so he can actually like aim the magic wand forward. That'd be a nice addition, but other than that, this is a top-notch figure, so I recommend it. And until next time, peace out, YouTube.